What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot Time coming at you on Wednesday afternoon. I hope everybody's doing good today. I'm doing good. The snow moved out of the area last night. We did get about an inch where I live at, so a little bit of accumulation. It was more than we thought it would be anyhow. The roads were kind of in a mess this morning too. Not the road I live on, but the road our subdivision leads into. It was kind of like a solid sheet of ice going to the main highway, so I had to kind of start my day just a little bit later than I normally would, but it's all good. Better safe than sorry. I don't want to put this truck in a ditch. I certainly don't want to go with it. So that's where we stand on that. So just a few things. It looks like the Gamecocks 2026 recruiting class took a little bit of a hit today. Linebacker Rodney Colton Jr. from Newnan, Georgia, is no longer a part of the 2026 recruiting class. And it looks like South Carolina dropped this kid from their commitment list, but it looked like he was going to decommit anyway. So I don't know if he decommitted or we dropped him, but he's not a part of the class anymore. And it also says there that on the Gamecock 24/7 website, thebigspur.com, that they are not planning on pursuing him anymore. It seems like this kid is one that was interviewed, it was maybe last week, and he was talking about Florida and how he had a visit scheduled for Florida. He said, they call me all the time. They're a big part of my recruitment process, yada, yada, yada. And, oh, yeah, South Carolina is a big part of my recruitment process, too. Well, motherfucker, you're committed here. Yeah, it better be a big part of your recruiting process there. And apparently after getting an in-home visit from the Ole Miss defensive coordinator, Pete Golding, either he decommits or Shane Beamer picked up the phone and just told him to kick rocks. We're not exactly sure what happened on that deal, but there must be a little bit more to the story than what meets the eye. When they said that they will not continue to recruit him, so good luck, I guess. There's kind of some bad blood there between South Carolina and Ole Miss with the recruiting stuff and the transfer portal stuff, and it seems like every time South Carolina offers somebody in the portal, Lane Kiffin is right there sniffing ass, trying to recruit them as well. And this motherfucker, we don't want the kids that they want. We don't want the same ones they want to get. We want winners here. We want winners. We want ones that fit our culture. We want kids that are going to be special. We don't want kids that are going to go out and lose to Kentucky. We don't want kids that are going to go lose to an average as shit Florida team when we're much better than they are. We're just simply not the same, us and Ole Miss. So I don't know where this guy will end up at, but fuck him. That's what I got to say about it. Fuck him. I don't care. That's going to be my mantra for anybody. If you don't want to be here, fuck you. Bye. In other news, I heard a lot of people talking about, there's a lot of early predictions coming out for the 2025 season already. We're already, giving record predictions. We're already, talking about who's going to be in the top 25 and this, that, and other. You're going ahead and pass me, you stupid ass. I'm on a back road going over 50 miles an hour, and they still felt the need to pass me, which is fine. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but I don't know, it makes you feel a little less than when somebody just goes on ahead and passes you. So sometimes if they've really kind of pissed me off a little bit by doing so, I'll speed on up to make it a little bit more difficult for them to get around me. Maybe even scare them a little bit because there's somebody coming way down that way, you know what I mean? But anyway, way too early. Top 25s, way too early. Conference championship predictions. Somebody's got South Carolina in the way too early top 25 as number 9. You got the Tater Shits there at number 6. And a lot of Gamecock fans, or ones that I've heard from, they're not that high on the team for next year. They think we're overrated a little bit. They think we're not gonna. There's no way we can do that. I get what you're saying. We're losing a lot off our defense. Well, they're bringing a lot in. Hey, we're bringing in some transfer portal pieces. We're bringing in some dudes. Dylan Stewart's still on that roster, isn't he? I think he is. Oh, look, here's the thing. Kyle Kennard, we're losing him, right? Kyle Kennard was not Kyle Kennard before he came to South Carolina. He got developed. He got developed here. He got developed by Travion Robertson. Okay? He got developed by Sterling Lucas. I know both those. I know Sterling Lucas takes care of the edge people. Robertson takes care of the interior of the defensive line. Both of them had a hand in that. He got developed by Clayton White. Yeah, he had more tackles actually in his junior year at Georgia Tech than he did at South Carolina. But if you go back and look, a lot of them were assistant tackles. So he was helping on that deal. They weren't solo tackles. He also had half the amount of sacks he had at South Carolina. So he developed here. Rocket Sanders developed in South Carolina, even though he was really good at Arkansas, 3 years ago, and then he got hurt. What he did coming back from that injury, yes, the bulk of the physical stuff, of the doing the work to get back into football shape was on him. Yes, that was him. But he also was pushed. He was pushed by his position coach. He was pushed by Marquez Blackwell. He was pushed by Dowell Loggins. Dowell Loggins not here anymore. Pushed by Coach Beamer. None of those guys are going anywhere. And you've got probably a better offensive coordinator coming in this year. So, yeah, maybe your defense does take a slight step back. But your offense is going to be better. For the majority of the year, the offense last year wasn't that damn impressive of a unit. It was not an impressive unit. It wasn't until after the Oklahoma game when they really started to look like they were figuring some things out. Nick Harbor, who got much better last year than he was in 2023, has announced that he's not going to be participating in winter track, indoor track. There's a winter track, a spring track, or whatever. The one that starts up soon, he's not participating in it. Right? He'll be ready. He'll be participating in winter workouts with the football team, doing things that he didn't do last year, going into a 2024 season when he kind of broke out a little bit. So that's a good thing for South Carolina fans to hear that Nick Harbor's not. I applaud you for wanting to have a track career. I applaud you for wanting to be in the Olympics, but it sounds like this guy is starting to realize that his future is in college football. Now, what happens this year? What happens if he has a massive year? Does he go pro? Does he go in the NFL draft? I don't know. What I'd really like to see? I'd like to see him have about like a 700-800 yard year with like 10 touchdowns and we're just not quite ready. We're just not quite ready to make that step, and then him be able to come back and have a senior year at South Carolina, be a 4-year player. So I'd like to see selfishly. But for the dude, hell, I'd just as soon him break out and have a 1,300 yard year and end up being a first-round draft pick, because he will be a first-round draft pick. He gets this thing down, he'll be a first-rounder, because you don't have that kind of size and speed quite anywhere. Height, size, speed that he has, there's not a lot of people who have that. There's a reason why he was a cheat code on that damn video game. That thing I call a child's toy, which is what it is. It's a child's toy. Remember how obsessed everybody was with that damn thing? And people were more obsessed with it before it came out than they were after it had been out for like 2 weeks. Nobody was playing it anymore. They were done. People were live streaming their damn games on it. They were simulating games. and putting them up on YouTube and getting all these people to watch them. And oh my God, look at that! We lost our opener on the child's toy game. And then everybody forgot all about it. It's just like the season started, and yeah, maybe it'll make a little bit of a comeback. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about video games. That's why I just I don't get that excited about them. I know a lot of people do, and that's fine. But I think it's a really good thing, nonetheless, that Nick Harbour is foregoing this spring track stuff so that he can concentrate on football. Who knows? He may forego the whole entire track season and concentrate on football. Go through spring workouts, participate in the spring game. I think this guy knows long term where the bread's going to get buttered at. So that's a good thing for Gamecock fans. There's no reason to think that this team is not deserving of a top 10 ranking. They finished up the season in the AP poll, ranked number 19 after that, and fucking Illinois is ranked number 16, that's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. There's no reason South Carolina should be behind them other than we lost to them. We went out there, we crapped the bed, and we lost to them. God dang, I wish we could play that game again. I really do. And I know bowl games are supposed to be meaningless, Carolina Jackpot. Well, I think everybody knows that bowl game wasn't meaningless. Both those teams went at it tooth and nail. It looked like a rivalry game. It looked like a regular season rivalry game between two teams that didn't like each other. They had absolutely no reason not to like each other, but they didn't in that game for whatever reason. So I've read some stuff, and I don't know how much truth there is to the rumor that they're looking at potentially doing a home and home between these two teams. Well, I mean, you'd need to do it soon, because if you don't do it in the next year or two, the shine will be worn off of that. I mean, there's no reason in scheduling it 8 years down the road. Or play one in 2033 because back in 2024 they didn't get along in the bowl game. Well, nobody in 2033 is going to give a damn. So I don't know how much truth there is to all that stuff, but don't be down on the team just because you're losing some starters on your defense. They're going to develop some dudes. That staff that Beamer's put together, I finally feel like it's really gelled, and these guys are fine-tuning these players at these positions. And receiving wise, I mean, you've got some guys coming back also from injury there, Jared Brown and Mazeo Bennett, those are going to be some really good players in 2025 as well. Running back wise, Rashul Faison, the kid from Utah State who's transferred in. This guy was like an 1,100-yard rusher last year. He's got some moves. I think he's going to do some great things for us. I think Oscar Attaway is going to continue to improve. I think, this should be his senior year. He'll match last year's production. If not, he could double last year's production with Rocket Sanders no longer being there. You know how high on Jawarn Howell. You've got a deep running back room at South Carolina, so there's no reason to think that it's time for me to jump off the bandwagon, put my flags in the trunk. We're not going to be any good. You finished up number 19. You were 9-4. Finished up the season 9-3. The next step is to make the college football playoff. You were this close to making it. This time, it's time to go out and do it this year. It's proving time. Punch up. Don't punch down. Punch up. I guarantee you that team's punching up. They're not thinking about, we've lost, look here, we're losing Boogie, we're losing Tonka, we're losing Debo, we're losing O'Donnell, O.D., I think they call him, we're losing this, that, and the other. No, it's next man up. It's next man up. That's what football's all about. That's what they're all about. You think Ohio State's nervous because they're losing a damn wide receiver or two? Nah, they're not. No. South Carolina needs to be in that mindset, and I think they are. I think it's time for the fans to get into that mindset as well. And also, anyway, that's about all I got to say about that, guys. There are brighter days ahead. Last year was a bright day. Last year was a bright day for the most part. There are more brighter days in the future, I should say, for the South Carolina program. So don't worry about it. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about it, guys. I will see you all later on. We got a live show coming on tonight at 9 o'clock. Join us if you want to talk some college football or college sports. And I'll see y'all later. Appreciate you. Peace. And I'm out. Go Gamecocks. Woo!